Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie. I am back today with this week's WIP and Chat, which if you are new, first off, welcome. I'm really glad that you're here and hope you're doing well and hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you are back, as always, I'm so glad you're here as well. Welcome back. And I also hope that you are doing well. WIP stands for Work in Progress. In this case, and in virtually every case for these WIP and Chats, I'm going to be working on a diamond painting. And the chat part just means that we're going to hang out and I will chat your ear off for the next hour or so. And I'm recording this video in between my two kids' bedtimes. I'm trying something a little bit different, I'm trying to get to bed at a better time in general. And so I'm squeezing this in. So we'll see if my oldest Connor needs anything from me. I may hop in and out a little bit, but to you it'll feel like nothing because I can edit around that. But I'm going to be working on what I have referred to in other videos as an absolute travesty of a kit, but it is a very entertaining experience. So this kit is called Tangled, obviously based on the Disney movie Tangled, and it is from quite literally the Rose Art branch, or the diamond painting branch of Rose Art, I should say. And this is the original artwork. Well, you can see the render of it, like where the symbols are and stuff. I don't know if they give us like a, yeah, okay. That's the beautiful original artwork done by the one and only Thomas Kincaid and Disney. It's all officially licensed and everything, but we're going from this to essentially like a 30 by 40 centimeter canvas with drills on part of it. And the rendering is so bad. It's almost criminal. The symbols are really hard to read for some of them. So we'll see how this goes together. It's going to really be something, but I thought it would be entertaining to actually work on this one in a WIP and Chat, and you could just really see what this is like in real time. Now, I think that technically this particular kit might be out of print. It's got a copyright date here in the corner of 2024. And I want to say, so I tried to track this kit down for a few months, starting like at the beginning of this year or late 2025. And I basically got it what I think was through like third party like marketplace on the Walmart website. I had signed up for just a couple of spots back in stock email notifications, fully expecting it to never come back in stock. And when it did, it shipped again from like a third party, like, I don't know, crafting something. It was really weird. So all that to say, I will try to link to some possible places you might be able to find this, but just know that it's kind of volatile because I think this technically probably only had the one run really, and just like pops up when they find stock. I don't know, you guys. I'm just making it up, but I'll try. I'll try. Let's talk about tools. This pen is from Stylos de Cobois. I checked, their website is still up. Their Etsy shop is right now. And I think I even saw basically the equivalent of this pen. It's like got a mesh, almost feathery look to it. And of course, all the rainbow goodness. I really love this pen. I've had it for several years. This tray is from Crafty Creations by Ellie, or Creations by LEP, and was part of the June box. So this exact tray was exclusive to that box, but you can still get trays from this shop that are in the same like shape and stuff. So I like their trays. I think they're nice and a good quality, and drills line up well in it. So I will of course link to their shop below if you want to do some shopping, but I wanted to use this one because that was cute. And then I'm going to be using Patty Wax Super Sticky in my single placer and Thay's Studios Classic Line Putty in my multi-placer. Let me get my pen loaded up, and I do need to measure off this next section, and we will dive right into it. Am I going to need to kind of like adjust my washi tape situation on this pen too, I think? Yeah, I think this is kind of a thick washi tape layer. So I always mention this just in case you're watching this and you're new. Typically, metal multi-placers won't fit perfectly in up the end of a pen. And so you can just wrap washi tape around the barrel, and that'll help it not be real loose and wiggly like that. I'm going to clean this out, get us some fresh putty going, and I usually grab I have a few of these different 12 placers, and I just kind of rotate through them. I try to grab the one with the oldest dirtiest putty that needs changed out anyway when I go to do these WIP and Chats, so that I can get a clean start alongside you guys. So, happy Sunday evening. My sense of time and the passage of time is going to start to get really messy. It kind of already is, because the kids are on summer break, and without sort of that rhythm of school to keep us in a sort of, well, rhythm, I guess. I have a hard time sort of keeping track of what day it is. Their last day of school was on a Thursday, and I just spent all day Thursday convinced that it was Friday. I could not seem to talk my brain out of feeling like that day was Friday. I even was like, am I going to wake up and get any new releases from Diamond Art Club tomorrow? No, because it's not Friday. They haven't even finished doing previews yet. I don't know. I'm just I can't help it, but we'll settle into a rhythm. So happy summer break to any of the rest of you guys that were still, if your schools were still going like ours was here all the way into June. The kids are very ready for summer break. And so we're slowly shifting into summer break mode. Sorry, I'm kind of adjusting this a little bit. I think we're good. I think it's a good layer. I've used Thay's putty before. Not a good experience, so no complaints. I'll have these shops linked below. The accessories, at least, you should have an easier time getting your hands on compared to the kit. So anyway, who knows how old this wax is. I can't remember the last time I used this pen. It has been a little bit. I went digging in my pen collection earlier to kind of swap out and pull out some new kits to sort of add to my rotation of pens, rather, to add to my rotation different pens to kind of swap around, because I want to show all of my accessories some love. Sometimes it's fun to get ones that coordinate with the kits I'm working on and stuff. So I went digging and found some cute ones I hadn't used in a minute. Okay, measuring tape, because I do like to I like measuring off my sections and sort of getting roughly the same size sections all the way across. This one is a little interesting, though, because it's a partial. And so even though I'm doing these sections and stuff, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to be placing like the same amount of diamonds in each section. It's kind of an interesting. This one's got a decent amount of diamonds down here, though, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, let's say it right about here, I think is, yeah. I do like to use washi tape to create my sections. You can work on your kit however you want. I personally like to have washi taped off areas. It just helps my brain in terms of sort of organizing how I work on a kit. This kit is mostly on a grid, but there are some sections of it where the drills are more like a freestyle, where they're just following the shape of the image. Like these, you can see they're kind of at an angle and just sort of follow the lantern and stuff. But okay, we'll see if I'll be able to read these symbols without too much trouble. Have any of you guys worked on one of these? It's crazy art, and I looked, and it is a branch of rose art for sure. I don't want to cut through this canvas. It is really thin. I just want to make sure I'm just cutting through the plastic cover. But yeah, there's 3 of these Disney Thomas Kincaid rose art kits out there. There's this one. Okay, that'll be okay. There's this one. There's a Mickey and Minnie one, and then a Beauty and the Beast one, I believe. And I also own the Beauty and the Beast one. I gave away the Mickey and Minnie, like Sweetheart Cafe or something is what it was called. I just was like, I'm not gonna do all of these. I'm gonna pick one of these and do one of them. Okay, let's start with maybe the symbols that are jumping out to me the most, and we'll save these really hard to read symbols for later. Right. The storage I'm using, I always want to forget the name of it, but it is coming to mind right now. This is Beadsmith is the name of this brand. It has a few different sizes. There's the small ones, there's these, and then it also came with, I have no idea where it ended up, like one big oversized one that when you get it, that big container has some tools in it. And it's originally designated as bead storage. A lot of the things that a lot of us use for diamond painting storage is originally noted as bead storage, but you use whatever works for you. There was a storage system that was really, really, really popular for a while. And the only reason I don't think it's as popular anymore is because they discontinued it, but it's the Harbor Freight containers. The best part about them is that they were so cheap. But Harbor Freight is a hardware store here in the US. And a year or two ago, people realized that they were discontinuing these. And we're like, shoot, I gotta go stock up. But it was literally, I think $3.99 for a set that came with 24 little containers. Super, super budget friendly. Anyway, hi. How are you doing today? Happy Sunday evening. I am winding down from the weekend and always enjoy getting to hop on and chat with you guys. I thought today that we could do some of our usual catching up and whatnot, and then a little bit later in the video, I thought we could do some tag questions. Elissa from Menk Arts and Crafts just put out a new set of diamond painting tag questions, and I always enjoy answering these, and I saw a few in here that I haven't seen, I don't think, pop up in tag question sets before, so I thought we could do those together, and you guys can answer along in the comments if you like, but we'll get to that in a little bit. We could start with just generally chatting and catching up a bit. So this particular kit, it's been, I think, over a week since I've worked on it because I'm rotating through 7 or 8 WIPs, depending on how you look at it right now. And some of them are more confetti heavy, or the sections are so big that it's taking me a while to, like, it might take me a couple of days to do a row on them. So yeah, it's been a little bit since I've worked on this one. And it's fun to be back to it for the sake of the novelty of it. And I'm curious to see how this second column kind of goes. Overall, it's only been split into 3 columns. And so once I go to do round 3 on my WIPs, this one will get finished. And I promise I will have a post review for you guys. I am currently working on multiple WIPs as part of how I am taking on the 26 for 26 challenge. That's a challenge that was put forth by Nicole over at Shire Shenanigans. And truly, I know that it sounds really intimidating, or you might immediately go, this is definitely not for me. And that's completely fair, but it really can be whatever you want it to be. The idea is basically that you just put drills down on 26 different kits at some point during the year 2026. For many of you, that's something that you would have gotten done anyway. I really enjoyed sort of the challenge aspect of it in terms of like, how can I challenge myself? Like, what could I maybe try differently about my diamond painting experience and my approach? And so the way that I have taken this challenge and run with it for myself is to go, let me work on a bunch of WIPs. So I did one pass through on those, and you can see most of those completed in my most recent month in review video. I do a little set of snapshot reviews of them in that video as well. I just realized I forgot to set the focus so it's not going in and out every time my hand moves in and out of frame. Hopefully that helps a little bit. And I enjoyed working on those 7 WIPs all together at once that I decided to go ahead and grab another set of WIPs. I kitted up all of them, filmed some unboxing videos that you'll get to see as part of some start to finish review videos later, and have been slowly making my way through these WIPs. Of my set of WIPs, you know, I don't know. I'm finding myself struggling with some motivation and excitement for these. And I think that maybe some of the color palettes are a little bit samey. This glue is, I think it's this drill. Well, that drill's a little uneven on the bottom, so I'll grab it just in case. Let's see if this one wants to go down better. This glue leaves something to be desired. I will try not to just laugh every time I think about the quality on this kit, but I can't. I truly just cannot help it. Anyway, this round of WIPs, I'm not finding quite as exciting as the last round of WIPs. I don't know if there's a little bit less novelty to it. So let's see. I have Herald of Spring from Diamond Dots, which is not technically finished. It's as finished as I currently can possibly have it, and I'm waiting on replacement drills from Diamond Dots because I ran out of 4 colors. More on that in a bit. So I've got that one that is technically done and out of the rotation until I get those drills in. And then I've got Celestial Dragons by Marigono Suli, which I worked on in last week's WIP and Chat. I have my Summer with a Masters custom from John William Waterhouse and Evermoment. That one, surprisingly, for being really, really confetti heavy, I knew what I was getting into with that one, and I'm liking how it's turning out. Old Masters artwork, kind of classic artwork, is one of the only times I will be team confetti, team computer rendering. I just think that the majority of the time that kits turn out pretty well if they're that sort of genre and are in a computer charted, like really highly confetti heavy style. So I'm liking that one. And then I've got Herbalist Helper from Diamond Art Club and Ivy Dollamore for the Ivy Dollamore event. And that one, I think I'm a little fatigued on the color palette, maybe, especially because right now my rotation has me working on that one right after my Old Masters custom. They're very similar color palettes, lots of browns. And then what else? I've got Rainbow Universe, which I just finished a row on earlier today from Diamond Art Club and Kaomi Harai. It's like a rainbow Pegasus, very Lisa Frank-esque on a background. And that one I'm enjoying. And then I've got this one. And then I've got, there's this like Fox kit from Studio Delight. It's like an in-store kit. That one I really am not liking at all. It's got a color palette that it's lots of dark greens. I just saw a cute fox from New to Me Company and thought, yeah, let's do that one. No, that one's not been fun. And then this one, and then I've got a Craftably kit. And the Craftably kit is up next after this one, and I'm looking forward to that one. I've been enjoying it. So maybe I just need to mix up my kit order. That might help so that I have more colorful kits, breaking up some of the monotonous kits. I don't know. Maybe I should just kit up something else and have even more WIPs going. I don't know. But I'm kind of just sitting here going, well, if I need to adjust and maybe not work on all of these WIPs at once, I could like focus for more than just one row on a WIP if I want to. I don't know. And to be fair, I don't think I should rush to make any real decisions, because probably what's happening more than anything, or at least affecting my energy levels and time somewhat, is that the past week it's been nutty. It's been really, really, really busy. It was the kids' last week of school for one. And it was like I had a really, really busy day on Saturday. A lot of like different doctor's appointments and a lot on my to-do list. And so I think that probably is more likely the culprit than anything. I've had a lot going on sort of outside of diamond painting, and that's taking up my time and energy. And that's fine. Like, that's just how phases of life go sometimes. But I don't know. It's like when I'm tired and don't have energy from real life stuff, I just like, I don't have as much energy to pull out and work on as many different diamond paintings. I don't know. It shouldn't make a difference, but it does. So I don't know. We'll see, as now we're kind of in summer mode, even though, like I've told you guys, summer is shaping up to be really busy in a great way as well. Yeah, I'll adjust my plans as necessary. I also have a lot of kits that I already kind of have in mind that I want to work on. So I don't know, you guys. I gotta make some decisions. But for now, this is fine. I'm having fun, and still glad that I have multiple WIPs to kind of keep it fresh in some ways. And okay, so speaking of that Diamond Dots kit and replacement drills, so I did send them an email. Can't remember what I mentioned to you guys in last week's WIP and Chat, but I did send them an email. I sent it from my personal email address because I wanted to see if I could get basically as close to... Had they responded by the time I recorded my WIP and Chat? They might have. Ooh, I don't remember. So apologies if this is me repeating myself. They responded. I had emailed from my personal account because I wanted to see like how are they gonna respond. Just like hopefully like they would respond to anyone that contacted them as opposed to like my diamonds and washi, just in the off chance that they might recognize that. Because I have coordinated with them, like collabed with them once or twice before. So I got what I'm pretty sure was a heavily AI assisted response, just based on some very like distinct quirks, which is fine because like I'm not fussing at too much, because ultimately I was happy with their response. They seemed to acknowledge what my concerns were, and it seemed like that was something they wanted to look into. as far as when I mentioned, I'm noticing kind of this pattern of multiple kits where I'm running out of drills, these like larger kits. And so I hope that it wasn't just a platitude. They're like, yeah, sure, thanks for letting us know, we'll look into it. I hope they actually do. But they also are, of course, sending out replacements and just confirm my address and stuff. So hopefully those will get here quickly. We'll see. And I'm gonna see if there's any way that I can get Amazon to like combine return shipping on the couple of jars that I had bought, and then I could potentially return those. But just the way that the Amazon shipping worked for that is it didn't come with free returns. I'd have to pay the return shipping on it, which is apparently nearly the price of the replacement diamonds themselves. So I shouldn't have done that. I should have just waited till I talked to Diamond Dots. But when I only thought it was going to be 1 or 2 colors, I thought, well, I'll just get the replacements and then I can be done with it. I don't know. It was the wrong call. I should have waited, but here we are. So I'm glad that was a good experience. And I will have, once those come in, I'll finish the kit. I will have a post review on it and can sort of share overall my thoughts on if I feel like that price tag was worth it. That's the Masterclass line kit from them that the full retail is, I think, $230 US, which is a lot. It's a lot. Like a lot, even for the size of the kit and for the upgrades that I feel like you get. And you can get sales, like they will run discount codes on their website sometimes, but still, like it's not like you're going to get 50% off or something. Like it's going to be a good chunk of change. So I really did want to work on that kit and be able to kind of report back and go, is this worth it? This Masterclass line at Diamond Dots? How are we feeling about it? This glue is so slippery. Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry to complain. It's just giving me so much trouble. So anyway, I also have a couple other post reviews that I've filmed for past completed kits that just haven't gotten posted yet for sake of timing. But the Creativity Squirrel one did get posted over the weekend. Had a little time to squeeze that in, and I hope that it didn't come off as too harsh. I wanted to just be able to express like objectively how I felt about the quality of the kit, which was really positive, but then also go ahead and acknowledge my own sort of personal preferences about rendering styles. And I hope that came through okay. But I knew a lot of people were interested in seeing that post review and seeing how that kit turned out. So that went up too, and yeah, some other unboxings and stuff too. What else? I was going to ask for your guys' thoughts. I have been playing around with different posting times, somewhat intentionally, somewhat unintentionally. A lot of it has been affected by Adam and I moving our bedtimes back because we want to be not going to sleep quite as late at night and being able to get up and do more with our mornings, stuff like that. So the kicker is that often when I do that, because I'm filming my videos in the evening after my kids go to bed usually, I film and then I have to edit, export, upload, like it's multiple steps. And with us moving our bedtime earlier, often my videos are not done uploading before I'm going to sleep. And so I don't necessarily want to schedule them to go up before I've had the chance to check and make sure they've uploaded okay. So I'm taking care of it in the morning once I wake up. Now, what that means is instead of me having this sort of very, very consistent, my videos are going live at 6 a.m. Pacific time any day that I have a video, now it has been more of a like, well, they might be going up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon my time, or 3 o'clock in the afternoon my time, or 10 a.m. my time. And the YouTube algorithm so far hasn't been punishing me for that. It used to be, in my experience, it felt a lot more punishing if you kind of deviated too much. I haven't necessarily noticed that this time around, so I've kind of felt a tiny bit more relaxed about it. But I also understand that some of you guys might prefer more of a consistency, where like, if there's a video, it's going to go up at this time or something like that. So if you have feelings about it and would like to share them, I invite your feedback. and I know some of you don't care. Like, you could not care less. You're like, it goes up when it goes up, and I watch it when I watch it, and that's fine too. But I just thought I would kind of float that, see what you guys think, if you have thoughts to share. So that's kind of the diamond painting and YouTube updates and whatnot. This past weekend, my Saturday yesterday was pretty full. And then today, on the other hand, was very chill and very relaxed. It was a nice balance of things. So yesterday I woke up and I had a good amount of energy, and also knew that my in-laws were going to be coming over. Adam's parents were planning to come over in the mid-afternoon. Perfect combination of things. I spent 4 hours cleaning and organizing and got a ton done. Adam was watching me go, and he was jumping in to help, but he was going you're really going here, and I don't know. It's I don't even know totally what to do. So I would tell him, I'll go do this, do that. He was more than happy to help, but even at a point, he was if it's okay, I'm just going to go sit for a bit. I was yeah, no. This is unrealistic. Not normally a pace I go at. But I, deep cleaned the bathrooms. I did a really thorough vacuum where we're pulling out all the things, and then decided to tackle going through the kids' toys. We have this area downstairs where we have they're not IKEA brand, but it's the IKEA style cubes. There's a couple of squares. It's a 2x3 set of squares. And there's one row of them is baskets. And then the other row is just empty, where we can slide bigger toys on those shelves and have stuff on top. And it had just gotten pretty out of control. It was just really overflowing and making it feel very cluttered. And Adam had brought up, he's I'd love to help with going through this at some point. And I'm thinking, ooh, you're bringing this up as an idea. I love it. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I would love to tag team this. So we went through them. We did involve the kids, of course, because it's their stuff, and tried to make it a little bit of a sort of teaching moment, for lack of a better word, and ended up filling up a good part of my trunk with stuff to take and donate. And it looks so much more organized and clean and tidy over there. It's less clutter frees up my brain. And it's the curse of living in a small space and having 2 young kids and having sort of my YouTube channel and all this stuff that can go along with that. And it always feels like we don't have enough space, and we're trying to get creative with how we are using our space so it doesn't feel visually very cluttered. So anyway, it felt good to take care of that. That took up, a couple of hours on Saturday. And I was really glad that we got it done. And every time I walk by or look over that area, I just feel this sense of oh, it's so much better now. So hopefully we can kind of keep it that way. As, kids have birthdays or other things, and get, gifts or something like that. Especially if it's something bigger, then we kind of have to revisit and get creative with it. But, that's obviously a good problem to have. But yeah, so did lots of cleaning and organizing on Saturday, and then went to my very, very sweet friend Stephanie's father-in-law had passed away, and the memorial was on Saturday. And we, our family knew him. We lived in the same neighborhood as Stephanie and her family, and her father-in-law also had owned a house in that neighborhood. So we knew him. We hadn't seen as much of him in recent years, but just the sweetest man. And so I went a little bit for myself, but honestly mostly for Stephanie. And she was so sweet and so appreciative. And I felt bad because I think I made her cry, because she was it means so much that you're here for me. I have to be here for everyone else, and I have to be everything to everyone right now. And just knowing that you're here for me she just started getting tears. It's, of course I'm here. You say the word, I will do anything you need. And so I was glad to be able to go to that. And yeah, it was really sweet and really meaningful, just to sort of celebrate and reflect on his life and everything. And then Adam's parents were over. We went out to the Habit, which is a burger place, a burger chain out here. Went there for dinner. I think that they may, either I'm misremembering or had ordered something differently previously, but I think they may have changed their recipe for their veggie burger. I'm not a vegetarian, but I have to be a little cautious with red meat because it's typically a migraine trigger for me. And in the past, I've had the veggie burger that they have at the Habit and really, really liked it. But the texture or something about the recipe just seemed different to me this time. It was a different location than the last one I had been to. It's been like a year since I've been and it had one. So that was kind of a bummer. So I was like, oh, this isn't quite as good as I remember. Their onion rings were still, the onion rings are the best thing on the menu there. Oh my gosh, they make such good onion rings. But yeah, we went to dinner there and then came home and the kids went swimming with Adam's parents. It was a good Saturday. And then today, Sunday, just felt like a very low-key day. I think we were all feeling kind of chill. Adam went to a movie with some of his friends. It's the new the Steven Spielberg movie. I saw a preview for it and thought that looks so I don't do creepy, scary stuff for the most part. I'm a huge chicken. And so I had no desire to see it at all, but Adam was just like, oh yeah, I'm going to go see it. So he went to that and then met up with some friends for another thing afterwards. Anyway, he should be home soon. And the kids and I just kind of chilled at home. I took my trunk load of stuff over to Savers to drop off everything. And then the Savers shares a plaza with the Dunkin' Donuts. And so went through there and got, big splurge donuts for the kids. So it was I'll call that a good Sunday. It was a good day. And felt like kind of a weekend to really kind of kick off our summer, which I'm looking forward to. A lot of things we have in mind for summer. I think we decided that maybe 4th of July weekend is when we're going to go out to Phoenix and see my parents' new place. They're settling in really well. The moving truck got there with all their stuff. And my mom, bless her heart, got sick. And I'm sure it's because of the adrenaline crash of it all. I feel like they've been basically on a dead sprint since they got back to Ohio from their few months of snowbirding in Phoenix. And then as soon as they got back, they had to get the house ready to list and then pack to move and then actually move. So they just have been going nonstop. And I feel like your body sometimes, when you're going, it's like it kind of holds off on being sick. But then once you have the chance to rest and relax, it's like, okay, now it's safe. Now it's time. We can get sick. Always happened to me on like spring break from college and stuff because I took a really, really punishing kind of course load and work style in college. So whenever I would get to breaks, I would get so sick. So anyway, she's feeling better now, but she was kind of down and out for a couple of days. So they're getting unpacked slowly but surely and are very excited for us to come out and see their new place and get to visit. So that'll be our big trip this summer. Will be just with no traffic. It's like 5.5 hours. And since it's summer, hopefully we can sort of plan when we leave around avoiding traffic. Hopefully that'll work out okay, is what we're going for. Micah will have summer school, but 4th of July weekend, summer school is a much lighter and more relaxed sort of schedule and approach than the regular school year. So 1, it wouldn't be a big deal if he missed school, but 2, they don't even typically have like all 5 days a week of school anyway. So with 4th of July weekend, that'll just work for sort of stacking it together and all that. And then, there's just a variety of other things planned, but hopefully it'll be a good summer. I'm really hoping. And then, there was something else I was going to mention. It's just completely left my mind, which is Par for the course. Yeah, let's talk about these tag questions. So Elissa from Menk Arts and Crafts, sorry, allergies here, put together these tag questions, and I thought it would be fun to go through these. So I will link to her video below. If you haven't checked her out, absolutely do. She's one of the speediest diamond painters I know, and has just a really nice variety of finished kits on her channel. So she's really good about checking out new shops and stuff like that. So if you ever want to see reviews of newer companies out there, at least unboxings, and I haven't done one, or even if you just want to see like a wider variety, because our tastes aren't exactly the same. We have some overlap, but not exactly the same taste. So go check out her channel if you want to see what she's up to over there. But I'll link to the video where she has these tag questions if you want to participate. And if you don't have a channel and just want to participate in the comments of this video to any or all of these questions, please feel free to. I would love to read your comments where you share on these. They're all, I think, diamond painting related. So let's get into it. First up, she has them grouped, well, in different sections. So the first one is talking about habits and routine. The second section is talking about tools and setup. Third section is talking about canvas and drill choices. And the fourth and final section is talking about stash and community. So we're starting with the first section, which is habits and routine. So her first question is, what is your ultimate crafting background noise? And that has in parentheses TV show, audiobook, podcast, music, or silence, or, something not listed here. For me, right now it's either YouTube or audiobooks. I am in the home stretch of my current audiobook of choice, which is Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson. I am approaching the end of this book. I have just over 4 hours left in it, and I'm approaching what's known as the Sanderlanche, which is when things are just going to like go, and it's going to feel like I really cannot put the book down. And I've heard so many people say that in this particular book that it's just wild and crazy. And so I'm anxiously like nervous. Like apparently I'm about a chapter away from it. So I'm trying to figure out, do I start that tonight or wait till tomorrow? I don't know. We'll see. Cause I don't know that I'm going to be up for 4 more hours. I don't know. Future Kate's problem. Not what the question was asking anyway. Ultimate crafting background noise, audiobook, or I like to do YouTube. That I'll treat videos like podcasts if that's the case. So right now I am still on a bit of a kick as far as like commentary channels goes and video essay channels go. There's a couple of creators that I like to watch that cover like booktube and book talk controversy, even though I'm not personally super active in those spaces. I just like hearing people talk about it. Some pop culture commentary stuff sometimes, though, sometimes it gets a little trashy and salacious for me. I like more interesting, in-depth commentary. Like I've been following the Bricks and Minifigs drama, like the Stolen Lego saga, and that's fascinating to me. I don't know, stuff like that I think can be really interesting. And of course, some diamond painting YouTubers too. Sometimes I'll get on a kick where I'm watching a show, but I haven't really been in the mood to watch a TV show while I'm diamond painting in a while, so that's why I'm kind of like not at the moment, I wouldn't say. Next question is, are you a morning crafter or a late night owl? 100% a late night owl. When I get up in the mornings, it's not early, for one, and also I am someone that if I'm getting up in the mornings, then I want to be productive first thing. If I have errands that I want to run, I want to take care of that before I'm like setting down to diamond paint. It's like I'll spend my mornings getting stuff done. And then in the afternoons, I might sit down and do some diamond painting, but really prime time for me is after my kids go to bed. And I could stay up very, very late, very easily, and just craft the night away. But we're trying to move our bedtimes back. So, but I'll still moving bedtime back for us means like going up to try to go to bed at like 1 a.m. I know how crazy that may sound to some. To others, you might be like, them's rookie numbers. But we're trying to like move it back a little bit further even. So I don't know. It's still late night, but it could be worse. Next question is, how many works in progress, aka WIPs, do you currently have? I'm not going to count Herald of Spring or Gerald because it's nearly done. It's just short a few hundred drills and I can't do anything with it until those drills come in. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and not count that one. And aside from Herald of Spring, I have 7. And I kind of gave you a little recap on those at the beginning of the video. So I have 7 WIPs. Used to be a 1 WIP at a time person. Past couple of months that has changed and will stay this way until I feel like going back to 1 WIP again. Who knows when? We'll see. Next question. What is the longest break you have ever taken from the hobby? A couple of days. I have never taken a significant break from this hobby. I haven't ever really felt like I've wanted to. There have been a couple of times where I felt burnout for sure. And that's when I've probably taken a couple of days off. I'm trying to think if I've ever even gotten up to like taking a week off. I don't think so. But what I will tend to do is I just will diamond paint very little and I'll reach for other crafts or I'll play video games. Like I'll just throw other hobbies into the mix. But I've been diamond painting for 6 years and this has been the most sort of consistent hobby. Aside from reading and gaming, this has been probably the most consistent. It's been the most consistent crafting hobby for sure that I've ever kept. I've always gotten bored of other crafts at some point. Like even when I had cross stitch in the mix for a little while here, I haven't done any cross stitch in probably at least a month, probably more. So pixels, like I've done some pixels, but even that I haven't done that in almost a year, I think. So diamond painting though has been kind of just a staple of my day-to-day for 6 years. Yeah. Even at the beginning, once I started, I think I was pretty much, I always had a diamond painting going. And I might have skipped like a day or two here and there, but yeah. So technically the longest break I've ever taken from the craft was before I started. So what? 32 years? Something like that. 31. How old am I? Okay, next question. Do you have a dedicated diamond painting desk or do you travel around the house? I have a desk. It mostly holds my crafting stuff. It's not big enough for me to diamond paint on, realistically. Maybe a snack size kit, if it were clean. It's a pretty small space. It's mostly to hold my stuff. I always diamond paint at our kitchen table, so I have a designated space, but I always put it up for meals and, basically for meals or if like people are coming over. So it's mobile in a sense, but I don't really diamond paint anywhere else. There have been a couple of occasions where I have diamond painted on a lap desk in bed, but that has only happened a few times. And that's mostly been like, if Adam is doing like a game night or something and I'm not joining in, or if I'm trying to think of other circumstances. But I've wanted to be able to do some diamond painting, then I will take stuff upstairs to our bedroom and just set up with like a lap desk and stuff and craft. But it's not nearly as comfortable. It's not something I would want to try to do like regularly. I don't know. Especially with bigger kits, that's not as practical. It's nice to just kind of set up and be situated. Okay, so that was the end of the habits and routine section. I think each of these has 5 questions, each of these sections. So that was section 1, those 5 questions. Next section is about tools and setup. I have not actually read these questions, so let's go through them kind of live together. First one is, what is your absolute favorite tray to use? While I like to mix it up in my WIP and Chats and show you guys different shops and keep it fresh for myself, if I had to pick one, it would be a Munimade large tray. I like the size. It's a tray style that I have used since she opened her shop. And 2020, is when I got my first Munimade large size tray, and it's just always remained my ride or die. I like the size. I like all the colors, and it works really well. Like I don't have problems with the drills or anything like that. I like to multi-place, so I can put a bunch of drills in there. It's great. So yeah, Munimade would be my top favorite. Next question is, are you team wax, team putty, or team glue dots? I am team wax for my single placer, putty for my multi-placer, and glue dots are, if you love it, I love it for you. I've tried glue dots before in my single placer. I have watched videos on how-tos. I've had people give me tips on them. I just can't really get them to work for me in a way that feels like it's making diamond painting more enjoyable. It makes it more of a headache for me. I feel like it's fussier for me. I'm probably doing something wrong. But yeah, I can't get glue dots to work for me. I like that, I don't know. I like the texture of wax in my, bless you, in my single placer. And putty in my multi-placer, just being able to kind of shape it around the drills better. I don't know. Like wax I've tried in my multi-placer, and it's fussier. And I've never tried glue dots in my multi-placer. Like, how many glue dots would it even take in a 12-placer? Like, I would be using up a whole roll of glue dots, it feels like. Yeah, so my answer to that one. Next question. What is your number one tip for using a multi-placer? Number one tip would be find a product that works for you. I have like other tips I would share. I have videos I've done on tips for multi-placing, but I really think that the absolute best thing you can do for yourself is to make sure you have product that works for you. And that includes not just whatever wax or putty that you're using, but also the kind of multi-placer that you have. I really, really like that Diamond Art Club's metal multi-placers, that they're so thin. It really helps with my visibility when I'm able to place. Like, I pick up my diamonds at a little bit of an angle when I'm multi-placing, and so I'm holding my multi-placer at an angle so I can line them up with the symbols just right. And with some of the thicker walled multi-placers that are on the market, it's a lot harder to do that and place accurately. And you don't have to care about accuracy, but it is something that I do care about. So having the right tools really is, I feel like, key when it comes to multi-placing, and can, I think, make or break it for you, honestly. Question number 4 in this section. Do you use a light pad for every kit or only on dark canvases? I don't use a light pad. I used a light pad just because I thought that I was supposed to when I started out diamond painting. Actually, I tried out a light pad when I worked on, like, my 4th or 5th kit I ever worked on was a Dreamer Designs. And at least at the time, I think that they've improved on this. Maybe, I don't know for sure, but the symbols were so saturated. I could not figure out the right lighting situation to make those symbols legible to my eyes. Honestly, about as bad as some of the symbols on this canvas are. But the thing is I don't, depending on what the problem is, a light pad may or may not even help. Like, it might make it worse. And I don't know. I guess I'm fortunate enough that my eyes aren't terrible enough yet that I need a light pad. And that day may come, but for right now, I don't use one. But I do know that for some people, a light pad is non-negotiable. Like, they cannot craft without it. But yeah, I've never been someone that really uses one outside of sort of playing around with it to see if it might help in a rare instance here or there. I should maybe I have one because I just never got rid of it. I should pull it out and see if it helps or hurts with these symbols, just for fun. The last question in the tools and setup section is, what is your favorite brand or scent of crafting wax? I really like WeWax, and she has, I think my favorite of her scents at the moment, generally speaking, she has some really, really nice fall scents. I think I still have one. I don't know if it's called, is it Harvest Orchard or Harvest Spice or something, that is, cinnamon and cloves and just everything fall. That is probably one of my favorites. Fall scents in general from any wax company are some of my favorites for sure. And now that we're in the heat of summer, I'm thinking ahead to fall. I'm like, okay, I hate summer heat. all that stuff, and I'm ready already for fall and all like the cool, crisp weather and all things fall scents, like, because that means that summer and the heat is over. Anyway, tangent again. Next set of questions are about canvas and drill choices. So, the ever iconic question to answer: if you could only choose one for the rest of your life, square or round drills? If I had to only pick one, I think I would say square. While I'm fortunate that I don't have to make that decision, and I always will say that I feel like I need both drill shapes in my life, if I only could work on one, I think it would have to be squares, because square drills are slightly smaller than round drills. So in a 20 by 30 centimeter canvas, if you have a 20 by 30 centimeter canvas of the same exact artwork, one with round drills, one with square drills, in that square footage, I'm blanking on the right way to phrase this. Basically, in the same exact size canvas, and one's in round and one's in square drills, there's going to be more square drills than round, because square drills are slightly smaller. You get the idea, right? Right. So you are inherently going to get more detail on a square drill kit, that if it's in the same exact size point and same exact artwork, the square will have more details. And so I would have to go with that, because at a certain point, like, the size point will max out or something like that. Also, if I had to pick, I slightly do like the finished effective squares slightly better than rounds, especially on certain styles of artwork, like old masters and some portraits and stuff. But the finish of rounds is also really pretty. It just depends. But if I had to pick one, I'll pick squares. I'm not gonna chicken out and say, oh, both. Like, okay, I'll pick one. Next one is, what is your ideal canvas size? So she puts in parentheses, snack size, so like under 30 to 40 centimeters, whatever you define as snack size, mid-size, or giant confetti monsters. Ideal canvas size for me, I love the 50-ish by 70-ish size point. I feel like that's big enough that you can get a lot of detail, especially in the kinds of artwork I tend to enjoy working on, which is like portraits, some fantasy images and stuff. But that's not so big that I feel like I'm going to burn out really easily. So yeah, I would say 50-ish by 70-ish is kind of my ideal, because while I do sometimes like working on snack size or giant confetti monsters, looking at you, big old giant Josephine wall kits, yeah, ultimately I'd say 50-ish by 70-ish centimeters is that would be like my happy place. If I had to pick a size range for like the rest of my life, probably that. Which is not what she asked, but that's my ideal. So, okay, next question. ABs, fairy dust, or rhinestones? Which special sparkle do you love most? I really like fairy dust diamonds, or the equivalent of whatever name from whatever company. I like the subtle shimmer. I feel like they're a lot more versatile. You can use them in more contexts than you can the others. Crystals can be really stunning in just the right kinds of places in the artwork. ABs are, they're classic. You can't go wrong. But fairy dust, there's just something about them, especially like the darker colors. Like imagine a 550, like a deep royal purple fairy dust. The shimmer on those is so good. Yeah, so I'd say fairy dust are my favorites. Next up, do you prefer canvas imagery that is hyper realistic or abstract and cartoonish? I wouldn't say that either, like any of these particular descriptors are ones that I would describe as my style. Though I suppose I have seen some people refer to some of the artists that I like as cartoonish. Like I've seen some people refer to Mrs. Butter D as having cartoonish style of artwork. I'm going to sound like such a snob. That's a little reductive to me, but okay, sure. Yes, let's say Mrs. Butter D is kind of a cartoony style. I guess. but not hyper realistic. So Margaret Morales, Chrisabug, Mrs. Butterdee, like Some Yume, Marigono Suli. I guess of these ones, the closest descriptor for me would be cartoonish. Or if you're just looking for whatever the opposite of hyper realistic is, then yes, the opposite of hyper realistic is my personal style. Not abstract, but like, yeah, not hyper realistic. Let's see. The last question in this section is confetti heavy or color blocking heavy? Which makes you happier? This is tricky because I will always say that I need a mix of both in my canvases, because color blocking, if it's pure color blocking, I'm going to get bored. If it's pure confetti, I'm going to get burned out. But if I have to pick between these two, I'm going to go with color blocking. If I cannot have a mix of both, I would like a color blocking heavy canvas. Even though some artwork isn't going to look good, color blocking heavy. Yeah, because there's something that can be really satisfying about that, and I'm less likely to burn out as quickly. I might get bored, but I won't burn out. And I think that is... Burnout to me is much riskier and much more problematic than a little bit of boredom. Okay, we are in the last section of these questions. I'm going to let this run just a little bit long so that I can finish these out. And I hope you guys don't mind. Let's see. This one is all stash and community themed. So first question is, how many unstarted kits are currently in your stash? This I actually don't know that I can answer. Not in a like, oh, I'm being cagey, but more in a, I still need to update my gems flow from some destashing that I did. And whenever I gave this number when I was in a rough count, when I was in Lizette's stash and chat a couple months ago, Lisette Crafts and Tells, because she asked about it. And I said, you have to keep in mind, like there's a big asterisk here that I am extremely, extremely fortunate to get to partner with different companies or have companies contact me about sending kits. I also approach this from a mindset of wanting to get kits from, like, purchase things that are for the channel. And also this is just genuinely my favorite hobby. And so sometimes I will just get a kit because I personally love it and I want it for me. So with that big caveat, I mean, it's a few hundred that I have unstarted in my collection. And that's, I mean, I'm always working on trying to destash and pare that number down. If you're wondering why I haven't done like a big destash in like public groups or stuff, to be honest with you, it's because it's not some weird like gatekeepy thing. It's understandably so, a lot of these Facebook groups have protections in place, like you need to post pictures of your kits with like a date that's within the past like couple of like past week or something. And the way that I have my kits stored, it's a huge pain. Like it's not practical for me to get all of those kits out that I might want to destash every single time to take an updated picture. It's simply not practical. I also just personally, I get very, very overwhelmed by like really big spaces to try to destash. So just keeping it in like smaller kind of groups it's just more manageable for me. That's truly all that it is. So anyway, all this to say, I have a lot, but there are some, I guess, kind of unique circumstances. So I don't want it to be like I don't know. I don't want it to sound weird. It already sounds weird, but like, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's that question. Next question is, what's the most expensive diamond painting item you have ever bought? Oh, interesting. Item. She didn't say specifically kit. Item. Well, for me, it's kind of one and the same. I think it would be a toss-up, actually. I would have to go in and look at the exact numbers because they were similar, but either the Masterclass kit from Diamond Dots, Herald of Spring, or the materials for my giant cross-stitch conversion project that I finished almost 2 years ago and haven't yet done a post review on it because I finished it and couldn't look at that kit for 2 years because it almost burned me out entirely on this craft. The materials for that were quite expensive, but it was an enormous project. Like, take a 70 by 90 canvas, or like an 80 by 100 canvas, and multiply that by 4. And that's how big that project was. So the materials for that were not cheap because of that. So one of those two would be the most expensive sort of diamond painting thing I've bought. And then next question is, have you ever completely ruined or thrown away a kit, and what happened? I have never ruined a kit. I've never managed to ruin a kit. If you happen to think you've ruined a kit because you got paper in the glue, baby wipes. Just take a baby wipe. It's the glue is going to be fine that you got it wet. Just wipe at the paper with the baby wipe. Just keep wiping, and the paper will slowly, it'll get wet, it'll kind of crumble, come off. Just keep wiping and then let it sit out to dry. And the glue, once it dries, it's going to be good as new, right? Right. Now, I've never ruined a kit. I haven't ever physically thrown a kit in the trash, but I have a couple of kits that are on permanent hiatus. And I talked about it at length in a video where this glue is so bad. Holy cow. I talked about it at length in a video where it was my first pass at a giant cross stitch conversion project, and the materials were so terrible. And I don't know what I'm ultimately going to do with that. I still kind of look back at it sometimes and go, I kind of want to go back to it, but not with like those materials. So I could see myself just straight up throwing those. They're double-sided adhesive canvases, but sometimes I think, oh, they could be a project. I could rip the double-sided adhesive tape off and put some glue down myself and salvage it, but I'm not there yet. So yeah, kind of a sort of. Never physically thrown it away, but have permanently tabled kits. Yeah. Okay, 2 questions left. What do you do with your finished canvases? Examples: portfolios, framing, gifting, or storing. Mine are stored. I store my finished canvases rolled up inside plastic sleeves, usually like 4 to 5 canvases, depending on the size. So I roll up, 4 or 5 canvases, and then tuck that roll of canvases inside a plastic sleeve and kind of, tie it shut. And then I put a big sticker label on that bag, that plastic sleeve, that says what kits are in there and like the dates that they were completed. And then I have those rolls in plastic sleeves inside underbed totes. Now, I'm about out of space to store those, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Whether it's like, I have a really hard time letting them go, but this is something else that I talked about with Lisa in her stash and chat, and she threw away some of hers, and she feels really good about it. And like, whether it's tossing or donating, because I know donating is a really great option too. Getting rid of my canvases in general just feels difficult. I have a just strong attachment to things, and there's something about the idea of having all the diamond paintings I've ever worked on that it just makes it hard. It's almost like I need to just sort of, once I get rid of one, then it'll be easier to get rid of more, but I have to figure out sort of how to approach and go about that. So I don't know. I also have these like crazy ideas of someday doing a video where I show, like, literally pull out and show every single one of my completed diamond paintings. But that also just sounds like such a massive undertaking. I don't even know. Anyway, so I have them stored. I have one diamond painting displayed. It was part of a collab I did with Joann's forever ago, before they shut down. And otherwise, yeah, I work on them. I'm a process crafter, as some people call it, not a product. Like, I don't do it for the finished product. I don't do it to display. Diamond painting, it's not my aesthetic to have like decorating my home. I just enjoy working on them. So yeah. Last question. Who is your favorite diamond painting content creator to watch? This one I might have to cop out on a little bit. I know too many folks that have channels, and I feel like if I try to start naming names that I'm going to forget people, or maybe I haven't found my new favorite diamond painting content creator. So I am going to go ahead and shamelessly bow out on answering this one. What I will say, though, is that my favorite kinds of diamond painting content to watch are, I love vlogs and WIP and chats, just sort of slice of life with people. And I think that's very, I don't know, it just feels very genuine and very enjoyable, very relaxing. I just put it on like a podcast and feel like I'm hanging out with a friend. So I will say that channels that do those kinds of things, they're some of my favorites. So yeah. Anyway, if you have a channel and we're listening to this, then I would say tag your it. Again, this tag came from Elissa over at Menk Arts and Crafts. I'll link to her channel into this video if you want to go and listen to hers. Confession, I actually did this video before watching hers, so I don't even know what her answers are. I've got to go watch hers and see. But yeah, I guess I talked about her channel and Lisa. So yeah, I talked about some channels I do enjoy watching here. Anyway, that's the end of my answers to these tag questions. So yeah, as far as just kind of wrap things up here, normal WIP and Chat style, what I've got coming up this week, I have a couple of unboxings that'll be coming your way, including from a Fun Like Small Shop bundle and a couple of other small shops with kits that I should have kits that I can share and maybe be kitting up to work on soon. A couple that I have waiting, a lettuce stitch, pressed and placed, and I think I have one on the way from the Diamond Design Co. I also have some of Paint Gem's new mini sets that I'm kind of waiting to share, and those are ones that I purchased, and I'm excited to share those. There's more that I'm forgetting. I'm also so overdue to do a small shop haul, but I've had other time-sensitive stuff that keeps taking precedence, so it just keeps getting pushed to the back burner. But I have some different small shop goodies that I would really love to highlight at some point soonish. But I think that's it, you guys. I managed to avoid having to work on any of the really difficult to read symbols in this one. I know you couldn't see it with the glare before now, but if you look down where my finger is, oh my gosh, that's actually clearer through the camera lens than it is in person. There's this T and this V. You can almost not even see them. It's so terrible up here too. But yeah, you can kind of get an idea of sort of what are these red and yellow colors happening behind Flynn? Like, I don't understand so much about the rendering on this piece. But it's fun. It's like, how did I describe it recently? It's like The Room, the movie The Room, but like in diamond painting form. It's so bad it's good. Like iconically terrible. I don't know, you guys. I can't recommend buying this unless you want an iconically terrible experience. But I gotta let you go. Thanks for hanging out. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, how about a flower emoji of some sort in honor of what is supposed to be flowers, like down here and up here? I don't even know. Max's face is just that's it. That's how I'm feeling right now about this whole kit. Yeah, let me know how you're doing. If you wanted to answer any of those tag questions, I'm excited to see your answers. And yeah, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you want to see more diamond painting videos, including more WIP and Chats. I'll have a WIP and Chat playlist link below if you want to see more in this style of video. No complaints about my tools today. All good stuff, all reliable and great to work with. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up on your way out. Thank you for spending some time with me today and letting me run a little long so we could get through all those tag questions together. I hope you guys are doing great. Happy crafting this week, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye, guys.